Impeaching a public official by the United States House of Representatives after months and months and months of investigation and witnesses, and then taking a vote, is one of the most solemn acts that the House can do. And Senator Schumer is just going to dismiss that? Not even hold a trial? Because he thinks he has the votes and it's politically expedient? Isn't that special? And every one of you here know that if Republicans were doing the same thing, you would be catatonic and foaming at the mouth. And that's what Chuck's doing. And it is wrong. And we're going to do everything we can to stop it.
So apparently, Chuck Schumer wants to just skip an entire impeachment trial, like dismiss it before it even starts. And Senator Kennedy is not having it. He basically stood up and called this 200 years of Senate tradition getting tossed in the trash. Let's get into it.
A charitable interpretation of what Senator Schumer is planning to do does not exist. It doesn't. He is going to either make a motion to table or to dismiss the work done by the U.S. House of Representatives. In our 200-plus year history, we have had 21 public officials impeached by the United States House of Representatives. We in the Senate have held trials in all but 3. In 3 instances, we dismissed the charges because the officials resigned. The other incident, we dismissed the charges because it involved a senator, and we did not believe we had the authority to hold an impeachment of a senator. Now, those are the facts. I fully expect Senator Schumer to try to muddy up the water to try to make it look deep. But this is really very simple. We're either going to follow Senate custom, Senate rules, and Senate history, or we are not. And if he chooses, and if he may have the votes to do it, but if he chooses to dismiss these impeachment articles without so much as a trial, as if it were just spam in the Democrats' inbox, it'll be further evidence that under this administration, the Senate has been rotting from within. Rotting from within. Under this administration, we don't do a budget anymore. The leadership just gets together and writes a bill. Sometimes they cut the budget bill, the omnibus, in 2 and make it 2 mini bills, but still does the same thing. This is just one more step. I mean, what are we here for? Impeaching a public official by the United States House of Representatives after months and months and months of investigation and witnesses, and then taking a vote, is one of the most solemn acts that the House can do. And Senator Schumer is just going to dismiss that? Not even hold a trial? Because he thinks he has the votes and it's politically expedient? Isn't that special? And every one of you here know that if Republicans were doing the same thing, you would be catatonic and foaming at the mouth. And that's what Chuck's doing. And it is wrong. And we're going to do everything we can to stop it. Now, originally, Senator Schumer had planned to do this on a Thursday, when everybody is trying to get back to their districts. Isn't that special? Wonder why he picked a Thursday. We have asked, and I understand the Speaker, I understand it's public now, the Speaker we asked him to delay sending over the articles until Monday, to at least give us a full week. We'll see if Senator Schumer honors the extra time. This is unconscionable, people. This ranks right up there with getting rid of the filibuster. We're either going to have a United States Senate as set up by our founders, or we're not. And that's what's going on here.
Schumer's about to just make this disappear, either table it or dismiss it outright without even holding a trial. And Kennedy drops the stat that actually got me. In like 200+ years, the Senate has impeached 21 public officials and held trials in basically all of them except 3. And those 3 only got skipped because the officials resigned. So this would basically be unprecedented territory. And then Kennedy hits the line that I think is actually the strongest part of this whole clip. He says if Republicans were doing this exact same thing, the room would be losing their minds. And, I mean, he's not wrong that both sides tend to react that way depending on who's doing it. That's just kind of how politics works, unfortunately. He also points out the timing thing. Apparently, this was originally scheduled for a Thursday, when everyone's trying to fly back to their districts, and Kennedy's basically like, yeah, I wonder why he picked that day. That's a pretty pointed jab, not gonna lie. Now here's where I think it gets actually interesting beyond just the political theater. The video breaks down that technically, yes, the Senate does have the power to set its own rules, and a majority can vote to dismiss. So this isn't really a legal question, it's a precedent question. Kennedy's whole point is, just because you can doesn't mean you should, because once you skip a trial for convenience one time, what stops the next majority, whichever party that is, from doing the same thing next time? And honestly, that's a fair argument regardless of where you land politically. Institutions don't usually collapse all at once. They erode one shortcut at a time. On the flip side, though, you can see the other argument too. If everyone already knows how the vote's gonna go, some people would say dragging out a trial that has a predetermined outcome is just theater. So there's a real tension here on both sides. Kennedy ties it back to this bigger frustration, too, about how the Senate doesn't really do budgets the old way anymore. Leadership just writes bills behind closed doors. So for him, this isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a pattern he's worried about. So genuinely, do you think every impeachment should automatically get a full Senate trial no matter what? Or does the Senate have the right to just end it early if the outcome's obvious anyway? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Like the video, subscribe for more of these, and I'll catch you in the next one.